Hey guys, it's Keeley, and today I'm going to be doing a book tag. I haven't done a book tag in a very long time, and this one is called the I Never book tag, and it's basically like never have I ever type of thing. You know, you basically say I never done this, I never done that. You'll understand once we get going, but there are 10 different questions, so let's get on into it. Question number 1, I never read that. Name a book that you haven't read that everyone else has. I'm gonna go ahead and say one that I am planning on reading in 2017, and that is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. When I first joined BookTube, everyone was talking about this book, and it seemed like everyone had read it, and I still haven't read it, even though I've had it on my shelves for pretty much like 2 years now, but I am planning on getting to it in 2017 and taking it with me to London, and hopefully I'll get to it then. But yeah, this is one of those books that I feel like everyone has read, but I haven't. Question number 2, I never read anything so awesome. Name your favorite book. This is very difficult because I have a lot of favorite books and I am not good at choosing the number one, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I do not talk about this book enough on my channel. I read it before I joined BookTube, so that's why I haven't talked about it much, but it is honestly like my favorite book. I love this story so much, and if you don't know, it follows this boy named Jacob who grew up hearing all about his grandfather's stories about this home he lived in with children with peculiar abilities, and when something happens to his grandfather, he decides to go find this home, and he just goes on a lot of adventures, and it's so great. And the different like creepy pictures that are in here are just absolutely amazing and make the story go along so well. And it's really cool because Ransom found the pictures and then wrote the story around it, and it's just definitely my favorite book, and I really want everyone to read this series. Question number 3, I never thought I would get through it. Name a book that you really struggled to get through, but you powered through it anyway. For this question, I'm going to say Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I pretty much hated this book. It was so bad. I did not like it at all. It was way below my expectations. I think I gave it a 1 star. It took me like 3 months to get through, maybe even more. Did not like it. Didn't think I was gonna get through it, but yet I powered through it because I thought it would get better, and spoiler alert, it did not. Question number 4, I will never finish that. Name a book or a series that you don't plan on finishing. Now this one is definitely an unpopular opinion, a very unpopular opinion, and I usually don't like to quit series once I've started the first book, but I think I've come to terms with the fact that I will not continue the series unless I decide to reread the first book and I end up enjoying it, but that is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I read this back in 2015 and I just did not really enjoy it. I'm thinking about rereading it in the future and seeing if my thoughts have changed, but as of right now, I don't plan on finishing the series. Question number 5, I will never regret reading that. Name a book that you read solely on a recommendation that you really enjoyed. For this one, I'm gonna go with The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. When I first heard about this book, I actually never really heard a synopsis. Like every time someone talked about this book, they never really gave a synopsis from what I can remember. So I read it based on how great everyone said it was, and it was fantastic. I am so glad I read this. Everyone said it was great, and that is why I read it, and it is great. Question number 6, I would never do that. Name a relatable book character who made choices you wouldn't do or don't really agree with. For this one, I'm going to go with Selena Sardathian from the Throne of Glass series because I love her and she is relatable at times, but she is an assassin and I would never become an assassin, so I'm pretty sure this is a good answer for this question. Question number 7, I never wanted to admit that. Name a book that you were embarrassed that you read or that you carried around with you. I honestly don't have a book for this question because all of the books that I've read don't have embarrassing covers or like embarrassing history, so I don't have an answer for this. Question number 8, I never read anything so heartwarming. Name a book that really warmed your heart. For this one, I'm going to go with The Lost and Found by Katrina Leno. The friendships and the characters in this book really touched my heart and made me so happy. Like, this book made me so incredibly happy. Question number 9, I never laughed so hard. Name a book that literally made you laugh out loud. For this one, I'm going to go with Holes by Louis Satcher, and I'm going to say this one mainly because when I read it, I pictured the movie, and so whenever I pictured the movie, I would laugh at all the parts that you're supposed to laugh at in the movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this one because I actually don't laugh out loud in a lot of books. Like, I'll chuckle or like laugh in my head, but not out loud. And finally, question number 10, I never could have made it through my childhood without it. Name a childhood favorite. For this one, I don't own the book, but I remember, when I think about my childhood, I remember reading this book, and that is the Henry and Mudge books about the little boy and the dog. These were like kindergarten level, and I read them like all through elementary, even like 5th grade, because I was so obsessed with them. But I definitely think about these books when I think of my childhood. Okay, so that is it for this video, and I am going to go ahead and tag Ashley from A Dash of Ash and Katie from Kate's Book Date. Y'all should do this. It's a lot of fun, and I would love to see your answers. And even if I haven't tagged you, you should go ahead and do it. But thank you so much for watching. As always, my social media links will be down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!